Shirley and I met, and we've been able to work together a little bit, and I just love her. I think she's awesome, and she's got a fantastic story she wants to share.
Okay. I'm Shirley Gahagan, and like Tommy said, I met him when he came and shared his story at, I think it was at Spring Creek Church.
Yes.
And that was the first time that I saw him, and I was sitting on the side of the way, and I could hear his story, and I videoed it from the side, and so I've got a really neat audio of it, but I couldn't see because there was other people lined up telling their story. So I went up afterwards and I introduced myself to him. I'm really glad that I did because we've done a couple of Zoom calls together and he shared his story. And you know, it's really helpful. That's what we do in Plexus. And I think you're wearing the shirt, One Plexus, and that's what this is about. We're a big team. We're like a family. And that was one of the reasons why when Tommy asked me to come up here, I wanted to come, because I just want to share with you what Plexus has done in my life. I started Plexus February the 26th of last year, 2014. And I had awesome results. I was in size 18-20, and I dropped in 5 months down to 10s and 12s, what I've been able to stay in for 1 year. So the weight loss, I've struggled with weight all my life. And I started for weight loss. That was the eye catcher for me. My daughter started it because she had fibromyalgia, and someone had told her that it helped with fibromyalgia. But she was trying to get some ambassadors and everything, so she said, Mom, I understand that it helps with weight loss. And so I was in. And then when I started telling my husband I was going to start this new thing, then he was in. So I said immediately, well, I'm going to sign up as an ambassador, not to sell it. I told my daughter, I don't want any more to do with any more multi-level marketings. I have done everything you can imagine since the 80s. But I said I will take it as an ambassador because with my husband and myself both doing the product, I knew I met their qualification of ordering over 100 private, or it's called personal volume, PV. I knew that I could meet that, so I went ahead and signed up as an ambassador. But what I didn't know is the results that I was going to get so quickly with Plexus. I think in the first week I lost like 6 pounds, and I'm like, whoa, there might be something to this. And so I started reading on it. I'm a little bit of a skeptic, but I'm more of a researcher. I love to research things. I come from a medical background. My brother is a doctor, and he's a chiropractor and a homeopath. So all my life, and he's 9 years older than me, and I'm 60 years old, or it will be 61 in November. And what I've learned is just to get out there and Google it now that I've learned how to get on. You know, we didn't have all of this neat stuff when I was younger, but now I get on there and I research, just like Tommy says, I research everything. I'll look at all the ingredients, I watch as many videos, and try to learn as much as I can about a product, because I want to be able to share that with someone. And remember, I told my daughter I'm not going to work this business, but I am going to take the products and I will be an ambassador just to get the wholesale discount. And as I started researching, and as I started learning, and as I started losing weight, the bonus was the losing weight. What started happening with my body is I had suffered for years and years with IBS, and I didn't have the chronic constipation. I had the opposite. I could eat a trigger food, and I was in the bathroom 4 times before we could leave a restaurant. I was just sick at my stomach constantly, and it would just come on so fast that, you know, one time my daughters will attest to this, and this may be too much about poop, but I literally told a law officer, you've got to let me go. If you want to follow me home, you get behind me and follow me home, but I'm either going to have a problem right here in the car, or you need to let me go. And so he followed me home, and I ran in the house real quick. But that is how it was for me. And I'd suffered for so many years with the IBS. When I started taking the BioCleanse and the Probio 5, because that's what I started out with, is the triplex, I started losing the weight, but I noticed that I could eat that cheeseburger and the cheese didn't affect me. You know, and it took me a little while before I figured out in my mind that I wasn't getting sick. And I was able to make better choices, I think, with food, because I wasn't like a quick grab something. I had hypoglycemia, and I loved to garden. So what would happen is I would go out to the garden and I would stay all day, and I would not drink my water like I should, so I was probably dehydrated too, which added to it. But then I'd come in the house, I was famished, and I'd grab a bag of chips and I'd eat the whole package before I realized what has happened. I was just high on carbs, just to get food in my stomach and get those blood sugars back up. That's a terrible thing to do. And the Plexus Slim balanced my blood sugars. I've learned to eat throughout the day and be, calm with my food. It has really helped with the IBS. Another thing, even the Slim, I noticed helped with my joint pain. I don't have the chronic joint pain, and because I did love to garden and was up and down on my knees, and the weight loss was also helping me there, because it just kind of all works together. I absolutely love it. I noticed I didn't have another migraine. As a matter of fact, I didn't even get headaches anymore, and I had suffered with migraines probably since, I'd say, 2007. I've had several really bad car accidents. I've had whiplash, severe, and I think it might have been an after effect of that, or it might have been related to being pre-diabetic with the blood sugars again, because migraines are associated with that. I was the type of person, I worked for doctors all my life, but I did not go to one because I did not trust doctors. I saw them from the opposite side, and because I also had the brother that was the natural doctor, I tend to self-diagnose and self-treat, which, sometimes is good, sometimes is bad. But I wasn't on any prescription medications. So I think because I wasn't, Plexus was able to go in there and flush out the liver and cleanse me very quickly. I had also just come off of a fairly long fast before I had started the Slim. So I think that too, my body just said, okay, you're partly clean, and the Plexus went in there and just helped finish it out. I lost 50 pounds, dropped from a size 18-20 down to 10s and 12 in 5 months. So by July of last year, this has been 1 year now that I've maintained that weight. And I feel like I'm in my 20s. And I say that wholeheartedly, that I know that I don't look like I'm in my 20s, but I feel like I am. I feel like I could run a marathon. And I do feel great. I love Plexus. I cannot tell you how much that I love sharing it with people. I don't feel like I'm selling anything. I share it. I use Facebook. I use all the social medias that I know how to use. If I don't know how to use something, I usually call a grandchild and say, how do you get on this? What do you do? But now they've got me on Instagram and Twitter, and I think LinkedIn now I just started, and I don't really understand that one yet, but we're getting there. If there's anything else that you want to know about it, like Tommy said, with the things, the BioCleanse and the ProBio 5 really needs to be taken together. They are fantastic, and one of them actually is going to kill the bad fungus and raise the population of good bacteria in your gut. That's the ProBio 5. And then the BioCleanse is going to help with, most everybody in America is magnesium deficient, and it's very high in magnesium and just has a lot of good things, plus the fact that it does flush out those bad toxins and stuff. So it's going to help overall. I sleep better. I had insomnia. That's cleared up. I can lay down and go to sleep when I want to. Now, if I want to stay up late, I have the energy to do that. But it's not because I can't lay down and close my eyes and go to sleep. And that's about it. Thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. It's like I don't have it anymore, so I don't think about it. Mm-hmm. And I was going to share with you, somebody said something about neuropathy. I had neuropathy in my feet and ankles, both feet and ankles. And I've had that, I know, since 2007, when I had a severe, I inverted both of my ankles and damaged them. And they wanted to put me on Neurontin. That's what the doctors prescribed for me. I did not fill that prescription because I read the PDR. I didn't like the side effects, and I thought, I'm not going to take that stuff. So I ended up with the nerve damage. And maybe I should have got on it short term, I don't know, but I didn't choose to go on Neurontin. and I ended up with neuropathy. And it was so bad, it was so severe before I started Plexus, that I could not wear flip-flops. I could not put anything in between my toes. My feet literally burned all the time, and they, some of it could have been pre-diabetic, but when I got off of my feet at night, my husband can attest that I would just literally cry at night because my feet hurt so bad. They burned. They felt like they was just on fire, and I felt like hot pokers was being stabbed through my feet at periodic times. I mean, they would just come out of nowhere, just a stabbing pain. And that's how, and numb. I couldn't even hardly feel the floor to walk on. It was really strange. I always went to bed with socks on. I could not stand to sleep without a sock on my foot because I guess just the compression kind of helped. After I started the Plexus Triplex, I had read about the nerve health support. And before I even got on the fast relief, I just purchased the nerve health support, and within 2 weeks the burning in my feet literally stopped. I mean, 2 weeks is all it took. And then over several months I never had another stabbing pain, and now I can actually feel my feet. I can wear flip-flops. As a matter of fact, I say I'm a flip-flop CEO. That's what I'm going for. I want to continue to be just very casual about this business because I think that it can help a lot of people. And so that's it.
Thank you, Shirley.
You're welcome.